few packets out front. If you did not receive one of those, as always, we have our full agenda packet and all the attachments online that you can go to the Walker County website and retrieve those. Anyone that has reviewed the minutes from the public hearing that we had back on July 26, 2018, does anyone see any corrections or concerns to those minutes before we bring those into the record? Hearing none, we'll sign that into the record. And then right after that meeting, we had our regular scheduled commissioners meeting on July 26, 2018. Same question there. Was there any corrections or concerns with those minutes that we need to look at? Hearing none, we'll sign those into the record. Okay, our first item on our agenda for new business is the State of Georgia Criminal Justice Coordinating Council Juvenile Incentive Grant Program Memorandum of Understanding. We handled the actual grant documentation back a couple of meetings ago, I believe it was. This is just actually the Memorandum of Understanding for the county's responsibilities and the coordinator's responsibilities to have everything documented and in compliance. It's very straightforward. It very much mirrors what we had last year. And so this is just some of the documentation that we have to have in order to get reimbursed on the grant application, just to show that we do have a document in place and everyone knows their areas of responsibility. Any questions on this? Hearing none, I'll sign this Memorandum of Understanding. Again, all of this information will be is on the website. Okay, item number 2 is a request for reimbursement for work completed at the Walker County landfill between 2010 and 2018 with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, Environmental Protection Division, Land Protection Branch, Response and Remediation Program for Hazardous Waste Trust. We have present with us today our landfill transfer operations manager, Payne Gilley's back with us. He has done a lot of work getting this information together. The actual packet that we will be sending off with all the attached documentations is here. You can see there's a lot of documents and attachments and information that he's pulled together. We included in the packet that you have there tonight the actual application that shows that it's being submitted by Walker County, and there's a couple of attachment pages that shows a summary of what we're claiming for. So at this time I've asked Payne Gilley to give us a brief overview of what this is all about and how he come across this and what he's doing and working on to get some funds here.
Thanks, Shannon. Basically, any work that's done on our closed landfill it can be reimbursed through this program. The site was entered into this program around 2009, and the format is that usually annually reimbursement applications are submitted for the costs for the previous year's operations and maintenance and testing and I guess groundskeeping for the site. And apparently this has been overlooked or sidestepped since I guess the last application was turned in 2012. But some of these invoices at the time of that submittal were being disputed, and they were actually a little older. They go back to 2010. So from 2010 forward, this application wasn't submitted. So now, as part of our administration and getting into this program, one of the things we wanted to do is get us up to date with this. And the more we started looking into it, the more we uncovered, the more that we saw, could go into this fund or could be applied for in this application. And that's what we've done. We've put this together, and we're going to submit it to the state, and hopefully we'll get a substantial chunk of this $156,000 back.
Thank you, Payne. It's been a lot of work for him to go back and pull records and reach out to some of the prior vendors to get information, to be able to go back and look at documents that pertains to the ongoing post-closure responsibilities that we have as a county on the closed municipal solid landfill. And so you have to do post-closure on those, is it what, 30 or 40 years?
30,
40
years.
Yeah, 30 to 40 year timeline. And so the county has spent out this money, and that's a lot of what these copies are here, is the canceled checks, the copies of the invoices and things that we're documenting that we have, over the time since 2010, the county has spent this money, and the reimbursements were never applied for. So Payne found this out a couple of months back and approached me about it and said, hey, do you want me to invest the time and energy to go back and dig through this and see if we can get a recovery on these dollars? And I said, absolutely. I appreciate you bringing this forward into our attention and the willingness to be able to dig into this. And so a lot of times this type of work is outsourced to other vendors, but with Payne's experience and knowledge of this, he was able to do this in-house and probably saved us another $5,000 to $6,000 and contractors' costs that we didn't have to spend to try to recover this over $150-something thousand. So this has still got to be approved by the state, but we have to do this in a public meeting, let the citizens know that we're doing this, have this application, and then send this in and see if we can get all or a portion of this reimbursed back to the county. So this will be a great benefit to our tax-paying citizens to be able to recover this money that should have been recovered in the past years. Any additional questions or comments on this?
It's a nice work. Payne, thank you for that, for finding that.
How come all this overlooked that long?
That's a good question. Not sure where that fell through the cracks or what happened with that. But that's what we've been doing, through my entire administration, is going back and trying to find everything we can find in all departments, and any reimbursements, any grants, anything that we can do to help relieve our financial strain. Okay, item number 3, resolution R-02618 to declare property of the Walker County landfill unserviceable surplus and remove from the county inventory. Resolution R-2618, a resolution of the sole commissioner of Walker County to declare property of the Walker County landfill unserviceable, surplus, and remove from the county inventory. Whereas OCGA 36-9-2 provides that the county governing authority shall have the control of all property belonging to the county and may by order enter into the minutes, direct, to dispose of real property which may lawfully be disposed of, and make excuse goods and surplus a significant title therefore on behalf of the county. Whereas landfill manager has requested refrigerant recovery system model number 3000H, serial number 46388, and a refrigerant recovery model 3000H, serial number 47314, to be declared unserviceable because of the deterioration of condition through use and destroyed. Therefore be resolved, the sole commissioner of Walker County, Georgia, property refrigerant recovery system model 300H, serial number 46388, and refrigerant recovery model 3000H, serial number 47314, be hereby declared unserviceable and destroyed this date, the 9th of August 2018. Any question or additional comment on this from Payne? You have anything to add to this or not?
No, sir, this covers it.
Okay.
I just asked him, what is this fluoromizer refrigerant recovery system?
That's a piece of equipment that's used to draw the refrigerants out of the white goods that we receive, the freezers, refrigerators, air conditioners, things like that. Freon, we pull it Freon, the cooling gases and liquids out of the system.
Yeah, and we have to do that on all of those items that come in. So those units are just wore out. Okay. All right, next item number 4 here, resolution 2718 to appoint Chelsea Deal to serve on the Walker County Animal Control Board. A resolution of the sole commission of Walker County to adopt a member of an animal control board, whereas OCGA 4-8-23A2 provides that an animal control board is the authority charged with exercising those powers set forth in OCGA 4-823 as determined by the county governing authority, whereas section 10-18 of the Code of Ordinance of Walker County, Georgia gives the governing authority appointment power of the membership of the Animal Control Board, and whereas there is currently a vacancy on the Animal Control Board created by the expiration of the term of Rita Wiley, which ended on June the 30th, 2018, whereas the sole commissioner of Walker County recognizes qualifications and commitment to public service of Ms. Chelsea Deal, therefore be it resolved by the sole commissioner of Walker County, Georgia, that Ms. Chelsea Deal is hereby appointed to the Animal Control Board for a term beginning on August 9th, 2018, and terminating on June 30th, 2021. So resolved and adopted this the 9th day of August, 2018. So Ms. Chelsea is here on the front row, has been attending a lot of our meetings and getting involved, and we appreciate her willingness to accept this appointment to work with our Animal Control Board to make those decisions on those appeals that come forward when we have animal bite cases. It's primarily what they look at. So if someone is cited for an animal that's bit someone, this board can be appealed to, and they can review the evidence and hear from the owners or any witnesses that they have and make a determination if the code enforcement officer applied the ordinance correctly, had the proper information, and had actually identified the proper owners and proper dog and so forth in that case. And so this is a board that meets on an as-need basis if someone has an appeal. When I took office back in 2017, a lot of the boards that are appointed by the commissioner had county employees on those boards. And I made a commitment that that needed to change, that we did not need boards appointed by the sole commissioner to be stacked with county employees. And so Rita Wiley has done an outstanding job serving on this board, but she's also one of our very valued employees at the animal shelter. And so she does a great job working for the animal shelter and will continue to do so. But with the expiration of her term, I have elected not to reappoint her to that board. So we are working out of these employees that are on these boards as their terms come up through expiration of those terms to rotate those off. So we end up over a period of time with all the boards that are appointed by my administration will consist of our citizens and not the employees of the county. This one board in particular was quite unique because in 2016, every active board member on there was a county employee or a very close relative to a county employee. And so that is being changed over time, and we are working through that process. And so we are very excited that Ms. Chelsea has accepted this, and I'll sign this resolution, and we've got her on the hook for about 3 years almost.
Thank you, Chelsea.
And we have a letter here to Ms. Chelsea's. It's a great pleasure that I appoint you to the Walker County Animal Control Board. Your term begins on August 9th and expires on June 30th, 2021. Thank you for your willingness to serve the citizens of Walker County. We look forward to working with you. Sincerely, Shannon Whitfield, Walker County Sole Commissioner. So I will sign this, and Chelsea, if Miss Becky can give you this letter before you leave, it'll save us a stamp.
You got it.
are all about saving anywhere we can save. And then also to Miss Rita Wiley, as I indicated, she had served in this position well, as she was also the secretary of this board and did an outstanding job with the record keeping as the secretary in the minutes. So I also have a letter here to her, said I would like to thank you for your support and your dedication that you have provided Walker County by serving on the Walker County Animal Control Board for many years. You continue to provide a wonderful service to the Walker County Animal Shelter on a daily basis and to the citizens of Walker County. Thank you again for your service to our community. Sincerely, Shannon K. Whitfield, Walker County Sole Commissioner. Okay, we have a resolution R 28-18, resolution to amend the FY 2018 budget to reallocate funds from the operating expenses into capital outlay in the amount of $18,740. This is not increasing their budget at all. This is actually taking existing funds in one category and per their request, moving them to another category so they can make the expenditures that they need. A resolution amending fiscal year 2018 budget to the appropriate funds for the capital equipment for the sheriff, whereas OCGA 36-81-3 provides for the county to adopt a summary line item legal level of budgetary control, whereby the governing authority controls county spending, and whereas Resolution R-19-17 established the legal level of budgetary control of Walker County at the summarized objective classification levels, personnel expense, operational expense, and capital outlay. And whereas the sheriff of Walker County requests $18,740 to be moved into an account for the capital equipment, General Ledger number 542500.00 under Law Enforcement Administration 3310, and whereas funds are available in the amount of $13,702.97 from the Law Enforcement Administration 3310 ammo/weapons account 531100.10 and $5,037.03 from a special detail services 3350 ammo weapon account 531100.10. Therefore, be hereby resolved that the Walker County Governing Authority reallocates funds from the Law Enforcement Administration 3310 ammo weapons account 531100.10 and appropriates $13,702.97 to the line item 542500.00 capital equipment general under Law Enforcement Administration 3310, and that the Walker County Governing Authority reallocates the funds from the Special Services 3350 ammo weapons account 531100.10 and appropriates $5,037.03 to line item 542500.00 capital equipment general and Law Enforcement Administration 3310, this date August the 9th, 2018. And what all that is really saying in layman's terms is part of their budget planning. They wanted to upgrade and replace all of their issued sidearms. They're going from a different size caliber of sidearm weapon, and so our accountant and chief financial advisor here on the end, Greg McConnell, made us aware that the funding was available and it was in a more or less an ammunition category, but since those were capital expenditures, we needed to reallocate that money over into a capital account so we can have those items on our inventory and properly handle this. So they've got the funding. This was in their original budget plan. Once we realized that the funding just needed to be put into a different category to allow them to spend the dollars as they had intended to do so and get everything documented. So when the auditors come through, they're happy that we are handling things properly. Anything to add to that, Greg?
No, I think you fairly well covered it all.
Okay. So this is, again, part of their plan. There's a copy in here of the email request and also a copy of the quote that they have from GT Distributors that equals this total amount of $18,740, so they can move forward with the upgrade and replacement of 90 of their sidearms. Any questions or comments on this?
Question,
Yes.
they're replacing a 40 caliber with a 9mm, correct?
Yes, sir.
What are they doing with all the ammo for the 40 caliber?
They're going to be selling and surplusing that, any that they have.
What, on the general market, or?
No, they'll have to come back through here and surplus that out. And, you know, depending on when the guns come in and how much they have, because they buy some types of ammo for training and other types of ammo for service use, so they will also be working through that process and issuing those out. Anything else? Okay, the next thing here for our record, item number 6, is just a correction of numbering of resolutions. We had a little hiccup here in our numbering of our resolutions. So, resolution from, this last meeting? 2 meetings ago. Resolution number R 2018 declaring property of the Walker County Sheriff's Office as unserviceable surplus and removed from inventory will just be renumbered to R 2518. We had already used resolution number 20. And resolution number R 2118 to appoint Neil Florence to serve as Lookout Mountain Community Service Board will be renumbered to R 17-18. There's no other action to take on these. It doesn't change the resolution. It's just when we got to looking at our log of our resolutions numbers, we had a couple of numbers that had already been utilized. Okay, at this time we have our statistical data for July 2018. We'll go over some of the highlights of this report. We had a very successful July where they was able to adopt or rescue or return to owner 96 dogs and 2 cats. There wasn't any animals that were euthanized for the month, so we continue to have a real positive track record, and the staff is working very hard. And you know, our population at that animal shelter runs between about 75 and 100 animals on any given day. In a facility that was built for about half of that capacity. So our staff is very high taxed there for the task and work that they have to do, but they very much love and care for these animals, and they want to see every animal possible be saved and be rescued and adopted by an owner. And we have made a real focus this year to only euthanize animals that are aggressive, that are not safe to be out in the community, or that are too sick to be put back out into the community. And so if you look at the year-to-date total, there's only been a total of 35 euthanized animals total, where back in 2016 there was over 1,000. Code enforcement violation, there was 99 citations written, but they was successful in getting 15 of those prior cases closed out and into compliance. Our fire department was busy once again in the month of July. They had 581 total responses. 467 of those were using the new model that we have with the quick response vehicles, the smaller units. And so you can see for the year, there's been 3,799 responses, and 3,084 of those were with our quick response vehicles. We continue every month to pick up a lot of roadside trash, 7,160 pounds. Mountain Cove Farm still continues to be very impressive with the number of overnight stay and bookings that they have out there. Typically, July and August is your slower months because people like to come to the Cove a lot of times in the spring and fall time of the year, but we continue to be very strong there with 62 overnight stays. That puts us at 452 for the year. We will probably surpass our high goal last year of 2017, but of 525 stays in comparison to 2016 at 162. We still have people building new single-family homes in Walker County. There was 9 new permits pulled in June, 6 in July. That gives us 77 for year to date. Our media impressions, there were 21 stories, and we added 216 Facebook followers. Joe got 44 unique individual Facebook posts out, and we had 21,733 visitors to our website. And it's always good to see new subscribers to our e-newsletter. We added 48 new subscribers to that. We've started tracking the number of pothole patching that we're doing. That number will continue to increase each month. We had 368 from the prior month in July. 1,643 transit trips. So that continually shows how valuable that our transit service is, the number of people that are very reliant on transit. We want to keep providing that service. So at this time, that concludes our regular scheduled meeting. And at this time, we'll open up the floor if anyone has any additional comments or questions. If you would come up to the podium here and state your name, and the floor is yours. Okay, appreciate everybody coming out tonight, and look forward to seeing you back in 2 weeks from today, and invite your friends and neighbors to come, and love to see more people get involved in our local government. Thank you.